Hey there, All-Stars. It's Amanda Reach, your Senior Director, and today I wanted to show you guys a little bit about how I do my party presentation. This method has really been working well for me. This combination works really well. I get everything out that I want to. I have several booking seeds, several recruiting seeds, and I get out some of our best-selling products. So in our team Google Drive, we have this. It's kind of a script. What I like to do is I print out the first page of it and then I laminate it. And then I put one of the party games that we're going to play on the back side and I laminate that. I hold this at every party. It really helps me remember what I'm supposed to say because sometimes we get off track. But it's also really great because when people see you up there holding this, even if you think you have the whole thing memorized, it really shows people who are watching you that they could probably do that too because, oh my gosh, she just stood up there and read off of a piece of paper. I can do that, right? So it's a great recruiting tool. And especially if you have anybody who questions you and says, oh, you know, I don't like standing up in front of people, or I don't think I could do that, you can just show them. Everything I'm saying is right here on this piece of paper. I actually had that very conversation with my hostess last night and she was like, gosh, I just don't know. And I handed this to her and I said, everything I said is right here. And she was looking over it and she goes, oh my gosh, everything you said is right here. So I start with handing everybody their guest packets, and I have a whole video on that so you can watch that separately. But in the guest packets, the very first page, I have the enter my drawing slips. So very first thing I do is I get my hostess up and we celebrate the hostess, but while she's getting up, I tell them to open it up and fill out their drawing form. We're gonna do a first drawing for a prize. Then I get my hostess, while they're filling that out, I talk a little bit about how I met my hostess, and then I ask them to go around the room, say 2 things about what they're doing this season. So right now it's summer, or going into summer, and I want them to tell me 2 things they're either doing this summer or 2 things they're celebrating this season, and one word that they would use to describe the hostess. And the hostess always loves that. It's super fun. Sometimes people get silly with it and sometimes people get super sappy. Either way, the hostess always loves it. And the reason I want them to tell me 2 things that they're doing is because that really helps me to know what products I need to recommend for them. So that's what I do during the hostess portion. I also have a hostess coaching envelope system that I use that's kind of like a hostess challenge. I'm going to do a completely different video on that, but that is when I have her open up her envelopes. That each envelope has a different task on it that she has to complete to be able to open her envelope and see what prize is inside. So we do that right off the bat too. The next thing I do is an introduction. I tell everybody about me, just a little bit about me. Just, hey, my name's Amanda. I'm a senior director with 31. The really funny thing about that is that when I started 31, I had no idea I would actually continue being a consultant. I really loved the enrollment kit that's on the back, and I thought it was a great opportunity to get some of the products I wanted at a discount, but I never, ever, ever thought that I would go up the ladder and have a team of my own. And then I just go on to kind of tell them a little about my family and just a quick blurb. You just want to talk for about 2 to 3 minutes just to kind of get them something to relate to you with. Okay, then I ask them if anybody's ever been to a 31 party before and tell them that it's based off of Proverbs 31 to celebrate, encourage, and reward women, and that's what it says right here. Then I talk to them about the items that are in their guest packet, and I show them where the order form is and tell them that I will help them fill that out. That is when I start handing out catalogs at this point. And I hand it to them backwards. So I hand it to them like this and I say, our catalog is awesome. There's so much information in here that we are actually going to go through it backwards so that I can show you how to best use this catalog. And then I say, you know, on the very back, this is our enrollment kit. For $99, you get over $400 worth of products. It's an amazing deal, and this is what got me hooked. It's usually all I say right there. Then I flip it over and I show them this is all about the hostess stuff. When you host a party, you get all this free stuff right here based on your party rewards, and this is a part of the catalog that only my hostesses get to shop in. They get super exclusive pricing on these fabulous products. Then I flip it over again, and I'm doing this with them while they're doing it. I show them about the icons and all the information about embroidery. I tell them it's $7 per embroidery and $10 for an icon. And I always make a joke about, oh, it's $7 per character. Just kidding, it's just $7 or something. People always ask that. They're always like, is it $7 per letter? So I always like to joke about that. Then I tell them, if they flip to the next page, this is where our shopping guide starts when you're doing it backwards. And then I flip all the way to the front of the shopping guide. Give me 1 second. And I show them that these pages all the way to the back, this page, this is our shopping guide. So all the pages before this is going to show you amazing ways to use our products to simplify your life. So if you are going through this part of the catalog and you see a product that you like, let's say you love the Paris, but you're wondering what colors it comes in. You flip back here to the shopping guide and you find the purse section under where the Paris purse is, and you can see what colors and patterns it comes in. Only the ones that are listed here are the ones it's available in. So that's just my quick introduction into how to use one of the best tools we have at our party, and this would be your catalog. I always have my label right here on the front, and so if they decide to take a catalog home with me, they always have their way to contact me as well, if they want to take it home with them, not with me. Okay, so that's when we go through the catalog. Then I hand everybody a flyer that I have, and I have this laminated. This is the recruiting flyer that I use. And on the back side, I laminated my 12 weeks of summer flyer that I made, showing all the different Hostess bundles for the different weeks that you host a party in the summer. So we start on this side and I say, okay, so we talked a little bit about that awesome kit that's on the back of the catalog, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. So again, this is kind of a bigger picture for you to see. All these products are just $99. It's over $400 worth of products, and I guarantee you something that you have on your wish list is in here, if not 2 or 3 items. These are our top selling products. And then I tell them, you know, with an average home party, and usually I'll talk about the hostess. Let's say my hostess is Janice. So if Janice tonight decided she would join, she's going to have a rockin' good party. And as a result, she's not only going to get a paycheck, which could pay for all of these cool things down here in number 3, like a car payment or kids' sports or some bills. She's also going to get to pick out any one of these little kits right here for free. So it's a pretty sweet deal. 31, like I said before, is all about celebrating, encouraging, and rewarding. And when we say celebrate, we mean it. You get celebrated with all kinds of free product as a new consultant for every time you reach your goals. So then that's really quick. And then I have them flip it over and say, I just wanted to leave you with this information too. We talked a little bit about the benefits of hosting a party, but this summer we actually have an extra special way to spoil and celebrate our hostesses, and that is with a different product bundle that changes every single week. You can see here which products it is and the value. So if you're thinking about hosting a party, you probably want to take a look at this right here and see which bundle you like the best, and that'll help you determine which week you would like to host a party. One of the things that I love about saying that is one of the hardest things for people to do is to figure out what date they want to host. So this really helps, because if they decide that they're dying to have these medium utility totes that is normally not even in the catalog, then they can look right here and say, oh, I want to host between July 27th and the 31st, because that's what it says here. And then it's really easy for us to narrow down a date from there. So that only takes a few minutes to go over that. And then I go back here and I say, okay, now we're gonna play a quick game. You guys know that I love what I do, and I'm super excited to talk to you a little bit about it. So for the next 3 minutes, I'm gonna let you guys ask me any question you want. No limit. You can ask me how much my last paycheck was. You can ask me how many parties I've done last week. You can ask me how I ended up in Mexico for free from 31. I give them all sorts of questions that they can ask me. And for each question that you ask, you're going to get a ticket. And the person who has the most tickets at the end of this segment is going to win a prize. Now, I say I'm going to give you 3 minutes, but it always turns out that this is like the longest part of my presentation, and people will ask me questions for about 10 minutes, sometimes longer. And this is a time when you really want to pay attention, because the people who are asking the most questions, they may not just be in it for the prize. This is kind of like giving them the green light to ask those questions that they have always wanted to know the answer to, but they were always afraid to ask, because now I'm encouraging them to, and I'm even telling them what to ask me. So I do that for just a few minutes. I hand out the gift right away, and then I have everybody talk a little bit about the bundles or products that I want to showcase. For me, I usually have a display set up that I've gotten to the party about half an hour early and just set a few things up. And in there, I'm going to have our top selling products like the large utility tote, the zip top organizing utility tote, the deluxe utility tote, and the accessories that go with it. I'm also going to have most of the jewel line because that's been very popular. And then I'm also going to have some other products that I've picked out based on what the hostess tells me and what she thinks her guests are going to like. After that, we talk a little bit about that booking calendar that's in my guest packet that shows the hot dates for me to book. And then we play the baby purse booking game, which I also have a video on. I go over the customer special for this month and make sure that we talk about that. And then the last thing we do is play another fun game, which is on the back here. It's called Death by Chocolate. I love this game, and I will do a video that is totally separate on that. So that's it. That's my whole presentation. I have talked a lot about recruiting. I've talked a lot about booking parties. I've probably booked a couple parties already because we've played that booking game. And then everybody is ready to sit down, take a look at some of the products, and get their orders going. Okay? So I hope this helps. This is kind of a tried and true method, and it's really, really simple, really easy for you to do. So if you're even doing your very first party, this is doable. You can do it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.